In this video, we will discuss about SSL inspection, either SSL interception, means encryption and decryption. Basically, encrypted traffic such as HTTPS, TLS and SSL connection cannot be inspected because this is a secure communication between client and server. So suppose if I access, let me capture here as well. Let me start the capture. Okay, and let's go to any website. Suppose I go to twitter.com. Okay, and if I click on this icon and click here, and let's click here. So say they are using DigiCert, and this is the common name issued to twitter.com, this certificate to securely communicate. And these are the details of the certificate. Root certificate. This root certificate you will find DigiCert global root in all browser automatically. So if I go to setting and let's go to certificate, okay, manage certificate and trusted root and go to digits, okay, DigiCert global root G2 is there automatically. So now my communication is secure. And they are using, let me stop this one, okay, and they are using SSL and TLS, encrypted traffic, and I cannot see anything. So if you click here, so I cannot see. There is a separate story. I explain how they are communicating. There will be client hello, there will be server hello, then certificate exchange, then encryption algorithm, those things. I'm not going in detail, but I'm just telling you that this is the end story, that the reason is that communication between me and server are totally secure and encrypted. Beside the server and me, nobody can look into it. So now it means that in the middle, if we have a firewall and I am sending a traffic from HQPC1 to outside, so this firewall cannot see my traffic, it is encrypted. So it means these next generation firewall are useless in simple words. So now how I can see this traffic? For that purpose, I need to enable SSL inspection. So if these connections are secure, so what I will do, I will use my certificate rather than the certificate which I show you here. They are using their own certificate, which is DigiCert. In the middle, I will put myself. So many websites use encryption, SSL and TLS to protect privacy and sensitive data. Definitely. It means the user can also hide undesirable traffic within the encrypted connection. So it means if nobody can see my traffic, so I can access any malicious website, I can download viruses and everything, because in the middle firewall cannot do anything, it is secure channel. So why we need, then we need to implement SSL decryption. So you can decrypt the connection and inspect them. If it is per policy, then you will allow them. If it is not, then you can deny them. But in this way, you can see inside traffic if you implement SSL inspection. So you need to make sure that there is no thread and no undesirable traffic. Then you need to re-encrypt them and send them. This is the whole story of SSL inspection. So how it is work? In the middle, we have a firewall. So rather than a DigiCert's root certificate they are using, so this client will use this firewall certificate. So the root certificate will be installed in the browser. We push this certificate normally through a system, through policy, okay, to all system, okay, normally Active Directory. So you just need to push that certificate to all the system and the browsers. Now browser will understand that yes, We know this because root certificate is important in every browser. Now coming to the client. Now rather than the client previously sending the traffic directly to the server, now they will use the certificate of the firewall as a root. Then because he is the end user for this client as a server for this one, and for this server, this firewall will be the client. So it's like a man in the middle between these two. So now client will use the certificate of the firewall. Now firewall can see because they have now authority. Previously authority was with the server. Nobody else can open the packet. It was encrypted. Now the client is using the firewall certificate because we enable SSL inspection here. So client previously was sending hello. This is client hello and sending to the server, and then server reply previously directly. Now for this client, the client hello will go to the firewall, and firewall will send the client hello to the server. Server hello and certificate will come to the firewall rather than to the client, and now they will send them to the client with their own certificate. So basically for this client, the end server is this firewall, and for the server, the end client is this firewall. And this way, whenever there is a communication going on, so the firewall can investigate them inside. Normally financial website and banking and medical website, we exclude them, such as PayPal, banking website, medical, and rest of all, we apply SSL inspection on the firewall to decrypt the packet and see the inside. If there is nothing undesirable traffic, then we will allow them as per the company policy. And if there is anything, so what they will do, they will block them. Previously it was not possible because it was encrypted traffic between client and server. Now we enable SSL inspection. So now you get the idea. So now how it operate and how it will work. So suppose this is a PC1, is initiate TLS request. TLS request go to the firewall. Firewall responds with their own certificate. And the root certificate is already installed in the systems through group policy using Active Directory. Now this firewall will send initiate TLS request to the server, suppose google.com, facebook.com, twitter.com, whatever, and the server will reply with the certificate to FortiGate. So it means there is two connection, just for understanding purpose. So this FortiGate firewall in the middle is like a middleman. Because PC1 is now using FortiGate firewall certificate, so FortiGate firewall is the authority to check inside, and if there is nothing like that, they will allow them to reach to the server. Otherwise, they will break the connection. So this is what I mentioned here. So suppose this is a PC1 and they create SSL tunnel, FortiGate firewall will see the HTTPS traffic and will intercept it. Then instead of relaying that connection to destination, FortiGate firewall send its own certificate to the PC, and FortiGate firewall create its own SSL to send them to the destination, suppose facebook.com. So it work like a proxy in the middle, like a man in the middle. So this is what I explain you here. Now there is another way as well. Maybe the concept can be also used for client accessing encrypted resources and DMZ. This is another question. Maybe the server is in your organization and from the outside user want to access those resources. So in that case, what you will do? And the FortiGate firewall work here like a proxy having certificate of the server. So then we have a different procedure. From outside somewhere, some PC, they want to access our web server, which is inside in our DMZ. So they will initiate a TLS request from outside. Firewall will respond with their own certificate. Firewall will initiate an TLS request to the inside server, and TLS responds with the certificate to firewall. So it's like a opposite. So let me explain you better. So we have two type of inspection: inbound HTTPS inspection, and we have outbound HTTPS inspection. Most of the time you're gonna see the outbound HTTPS inspection and the firewall. So inbound HTTPS inspection protect internal server. Suppose in your data center we have a web server, mail server, or whatever, to save them from malicious attack. Because if they are using the server certificate directly, then the firewall cannot protect them. They cannot see inside the packet. So inbound connection are HTTPS connection that start from the external client, and they want to connect to internal side, which is in our DMZ data center. So the FortiGate firewall compare the HTTPS request to inspection rule. If their requests do not match, the packet is not decrypted, and if the request match, then inspection rule, the FortiGate firewall use the certificate for internal server to create HTTPS connection with external client. So you get the story. So this is the client. They send client hello, so it will receive by the firewall. Firewall send client hello to the inside DMZ server. DMZ server sends client hello and server certificate to the firewall, and firewall will forward their own certificate and server hello to the client. So now they can inspect, but the connection is coming from outside to inside. So we call them inbound HTTPS inspection. And the other one is outbound HTTPS inspection, which most of the time you will see in the organization, which you will configure in the firewall normally. So outbound HTTPS protect internal user when they want to access any malicious website on the internet, and the connection is originated from inside organization, and they are going outside to access anything on the internet. So the FortiGate firewall compare HTTPS request, and they inspect. If they found anything, they will decrypt them, they will check them. If they found anything, they will block, it will drop. If there is nothing, then it will be allowed. This is the main story. So we explained two types and what is the role of SSL inspection. So it's very important for security profile.